Okay, so this study skills video will look at a program called Socrative, which is pretty much an online quiz program. It's really versatile. You can use it on computer and mobile devices. So let's have a look. So it's a program that allows you to create and do quizzes or tests. And if you log into www.socrative.com, you can then download. In fact, you need to have two versions of Socrative to use it properly. As I said previously, you can use it on computer or any sort of smartphone, so you can do these things on the go. Fantastic for revision, and we will undoubtedly at some point use these in lessons. So you definitely need to have both the teacher and the student version, and I'll explain why a little bit later. So teacher login. If you have this login, or when you get this login, it basically makes you the teacher, and you can make a quiz using, I would suggest, just using the multiple choice or the true or false questions. There is a short answer option, but that's a little bit more complicated, or not complicated, but not quite as quick fix. So you can be in control of creating a quiz with that. You will get given a room number. And it will start off as a number, but you can at some point change that in the settings to make it a reference. So I've changed it to my initials, you'll see a bit later. And then you can control how the quiz is done. You can control it question by question, or the students can kind of have free rein and work independently at their own speed. So you need to download the teacher app for Socrative, or you need to log in as a teacher and create an account as a teacher so that you can have that role. What's really cool is that scores can be saved, and so if, for example, I made one and all my class did it, I can save all their scores and see all their results question by question in Excel. So it's really nice for monitoring progress and how people are doing. As a student then, you would log into somebody else's room, or the room number, and you would be the person completing the quiz. So we might do this individually, or we might do this in pairs or groups. So you'd need to know their room number to be able to log into their quiz, and then you obviously get a score at the end of your activity. So it's a really cool thing. So as a student, you complete the quiz. As a teacher, or a peer, you write the quiz. So I've actually logged into my teacher account, and it comes up like this as a home screen. Room number, you can see it's right over here. I've changed my room number to LJT, so whenever I make a quiz, this is the allocation, the room number that somebody would need to know to be able to do my quiz. I'm only going to be able to demonstrate. I've actually created a student page as well, if you like, and so therefore there's only one student logged in. If there were 20 who'd logged into my room, then obviously that would say 20. The profile here is where you would go to change your room number, so you can change it to your own sort of personalised thing, and obviously change any login details, password and whatnot. Now, we can use this in several ways. So I might use it with you by writing a question on the whiteboard and asking you to say if it's true, or write a statement on the whiteboard and asking you if it's true or false, and you can then respond via your mobile phones to give an answer, and it will be collated on this software. Let me just flip over to this student login. So because I've not actually activated any of my quizzes, it's kind of whirring and waiting. So when you first download it, this is what you'd see, and because it's my teacher login LJT, I'm joining that room and it takes you in, and now it's kind of whirring, waiting for me to tell it what to do. So these single question activities are what can be done. So you could, in small groups, ask a question and give them choices, and then they would have to put their choices in here. When they did that, you would see it on your screen. So that's single question activities. You're perhaps more likely to use it like this, where let's get you going on or just to show you a quiz that I've already created, and hopefully this will work. Okay, so I've actually made several quizzes, and let's get into this one here. So I've chosen a skeletal system quiz. Now, as I said, I can organise this quiz or let this quiz run at a student individualised pace, so everybody taking part could answer their questions at their own pace. Some will be quicker, some will be slower. Or we can do it collectively where I control the pace at which the next question. So I might say, is everybody done? Yes. Next question, and I control the release of the questions. And you can see here there's little bits and bobs that you can adjust. You can randomize the question. So if your whole group's doing the same quiz and you don't want them just copying each other, if you randomize answer questions, then they might get different versions of the quiz on their phone. You can disable them seeing whether it's right or wrong until the end, or if you don't do that, they will get the information as to which is right or wrong. So that's quite cool. Once we set that going, I'm going to say it's going to be student paced. It's now active, and they should find that the student can now move on. So the quiz is active. It asks you for your name, so I'm going to say John, and submit your name. And here's the question. So define the term skeleton. So I think it's a bony framework of attached muscles, protect organs. And it's told me, great, I've got the right answer. Next question, what is a joint? Now, it's two or more bones were joined together, but I'm going to get it wrong and say it's an illegal substance. Thanks for response. It should have told me that it was wrong, actually. I must have disabled that. What's the axial skeleton? Oh, let's take a guess. It's this. Good job, I got it right. And so on and so on and so on. So you go through the series of 19 questions and answer the questions. What you can also do is have, if you want it a little bit more visual and interactive, you can have a space race. And what this will do is allocate people or small teams. You might have teams in 2s or 3s, a little spaceship. So I'll select any old quiz, and because there's unfortunately only one student login that I can do, we'll only have one team, but you can imagine if there's 4 or 5 teams, this will be a bit more effective. So there's the spaceship on the teacher viewing. So if this is on the whiteboard, you'd all see it. John's team is ready to go here. Here's the first question. I'm just going to throw in any, I haven't even read the question, any old answer. Next question, any old answer, just to show you. And then if I pop, oh no, I got that one wrong. Okay, if I pop back to the teacher page, you can see that the yellow spaceship has made its way across the page. And if you had a number of teams, you'd have a space race. So that's quite a nice little activity. Now, if I clicked email report here, I could get sent an Excel spreadsheet with all the results of those teams in it, but I don't want that. So let me just show you how to make a quiz, because you will at some point have to make a quiz for your peers to have a go at. You go down to this tab down here, create, edit and import quizzes, or manage quizzes. So click on that, and it takes us into this. Now I want to create a quiz. I'm going to name the quiz trial, and I'd probably avoid short answers. I'm going to go for multiple choice. So who is the handsomest, it's really bad English, the most handsome male PE teacher at Basvik? And it could be John, because he's in all of my quizzes, Dave, Pete, Paul, Ringo. And now I have to tick the correct answer, so I'm going to make Paul the answer, and then I go on to another question and just put blah-de-blah-de blah, blah, and I tick the correct answer. I could add an image, so I think I've got an image on there. So if actually I made that question, what is this? There will be an image that comes up. You can also write explanations, so I could say Paul is handsomest because he has good bones. And then once I'm done, press the save button at the bottom, and there it is in my quiz account. I can go in and edit that and add to it or delete it if I decide I don't want to use it on another occasion. So if I then wanted to use that quiz, I'd go to Start Quiz. I'd make sure I selected the trial quiz, and I have to decide whether I'm going to teacher or student pace it. So I'm going to go student pace, and then students should be able to log in and put their name, and off they go again. So there's my first question: who's the most handsome male PE teacher? I'm going to say Ringo, and it's obviously wrong. So this is Socrative then, which you might use as in the teacher role, making the quizzes for somebody else, or as a student completing a quiz that somebody else has written for you. But a really nice revision activity that can help you hopefully learn what's required.